All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, welcome to another edition of My Health, Your Health with Kevin Vaughan. Shakena Day, welcome to the network today, ma'am. How you doing, my special guest today? How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. So glad to be here.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us, and God bless you and your family today. How was your day today, Doc? As we
It
said
was
earlier.
it was wonderful, busy,
Yeah,
but productive.
yeah, very productive. And ladies and gentlemen, I trust your day was productive as well. It's all about not being busy, but being productive, okay? Because today, Shakena, you got to have a strategic plan. You better know what you're doing and why you're doing it. I love it. I love it. Hey, guys, we're going to be talking to Shakena today. I'll give her bio in a little bit, but we're going to be talking about our health, okay? Shakena is really good at this, guys. We got to get better with our health. And I was telling Shakena earlier, ladies and gentlemen, I do not, now I respect the healthcare system, but I don't want to be in the hospital to start trying to recover from something. Okay. So the goal is to stay healthy. Okay. But again, I respect all my healthcare providers and doctors and nurses and all the different parts. But I would like to go in only for checkup, Shakena, only every year, a checkup. But seriously, though, guys, we are here to share some awesome information with you. With that said, hey, Shakena, as you know, there's a lot going on in the world today. Any opening thoughts? Anything you'd like to say to the folks before we get started? Thank you so much.
Yes, I definitely, in this time and age right now where we're in, it's just to be diligent and
Yeah,
mindful, right? Just be
yeah,
conscious, paying attention
yeah,
to everything.
yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of times, it's more so about paying attention to our bodies, our minds,
yeah.
as well as our spirits, our
Yes.
whole body, our whole wellness,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
we can kind of get into this a little bit later, but definitely
Yeah.
just making sure that we're listening to ourselves, listening to
Yeah.
our bodies, and really paying attention and making sure that we are watching what we're feeding our bodies
Yeah.
mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because that can impact us in every aspect of our lives.
Absolutely, Shakina. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand that God has made our bodies fearfully and wonderfully made. And He's also given us some mechanisms. If something's going on inside, and He's letting us know, or the body's letting us know, hey, you got to do something different or get back to where you're supposed to be, right? So the goal is to keep our health at optimum and peak power, Shakina. That's what it's all about. That's why I love you guys so much for teaching us, because I've learned so much from you about eating and hydration and all of the above. So thank you for all you've done for my family as well, because I changed a lot of stuff, man, in the past. It's changed some stuff. So thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Amen. Amen. Hey guys, if you're just joining us live around the country, around the globe, My Health, Your Health. Hey, I want to read Shakena's awesome bio, guys. I got this from her website. And matter of fact, this is a powerful website, guys. She's going to give us some more information later. But Shakena Day, ladies and gentlemen, is a molecular botanist, ladies and gentlemen, biologist, excuse me, as certified holistic health coach. I love that. Congratulations on that. I think that happened recently. So wow. Certified personal trainer. She's been doing that for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Dynamic speaker, no doubt about that. And a passionate advocate dedicated to helping individuals live healthier, ladies and gentlemen, more balanced and sustainable lives. That's really why she's here today, guys, to help us in these three areas. Combining her scientific background with holistic approach, she uses unique and integrates nutrition, movement, mindset, faith to empower busy professionals like ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, and families to achieve lasting, meaningful transformation. Her mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to guide others on her journey, on our journey of sustainable change, building habits, right, that nurture the body, mind, and spirit, so they can thrive with energy, clarity, and purpose every day. And so, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Shakena Day, our wonderful guest on My Health, Your Health today. Thank you so much, Shakena. Wow, incredible. Well, Shakena, I want to release this mic to you because you are the expert in this area. What should we be doing as a people? And I want you to talk to women, men, and the family if today, if you will. But what do you want to tell us today? I guess is the way to put it.
Yes, definitely. Like, really wanted to focus on like we are at a place where sometimes we're just surviving, right? But we
Yeah.
want to get to a place in our lives that we are doing more than just surviving.
Right.
We're doing more than just being present, but we're actually thriving in every area of our lives. And so really talking about that and understanding like, okay, where is it or what area in my life
Yeah.
do I want to improve on, right? Whether
Yeah.
that be my health,
Yeah.
whether
Mhm.
that be my weight, whether that be, just being more active.
Mhm.
What area in my life do I see the opportunity for me to show up better, right?
Yeah.
Be
There you go.
intentional
Yeah.
in my actions to ensure
That
that
part.
I'm getting and receiving the result that I desire.
Yep.
And oftentimes, with our busy schedules and all of that, like
Mhm.
the things that we desire, we're not
Yes.
able to achieve or accomplish because we have so
Mhm.
many different things on our plates, right? Where
Right.
we're trying to do so many different things. But if we just take a minute and slow down just a tad and really
Mhm.
show up and pay attention and understand, like, okay, what is important in my life,
Yes.
right? And for me, it was, years ago, I was working long hours overnight,
Yes.
12-hour shifts, whatever, but was really
Yep.
tired and fatigued and really didn't know exactly what was going on with my body.
Right.
I lived a healthier life, was a former athlete, all of those things, but
Yeah.
life started happening, right? Started having children, got married, started having children,
Yep.
the career, all of that was great, but
Mhm.
then I noticed that I was neglecting myself. And I
Mhm.
noticed that I was getting like headaches and always tired and
Mhm.
fatigued and trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
And went to the doctor, of course. She was like, hey, you're fine. But one of the things that, your vitamin D is extremely low. And, people that's working, graveyard shifts are cutting time off their lives. That's what she told me. Right.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so at that moment, I knew I had to do something different. Right. I
Yes.
loved what I did, still do, right? Helping other
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
I work in the biotech industry. And so just helping people in
Yeah.
general is my
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I really started paying attention to what we were feeding our children, right? My husband would start
Mhm.
getting into the herbs and researching
Yeah.
and studying those
Yep.
really heavily. And then we started really like paying attention to ingredients of things,
Right. Right.
right? How are those ingredients actually impacting, our lives, our bodies on a
Mhm.
cellular level? And
Yes.
what we discovered is that a lot of the things we're always on the go, right? And some of the
Right.
times, sometimes, a quick and easy meal was going to Publix and getting some of their chicken, getting a box of macaroni and cheese, and
Yeah. Yeah.
throwing a can of green beans and some
Yeah.
Hawaiian rolls and calling that dinner, right? Now,
Exactly.
mind you, this is like 15, 16, probably, yeah, 17 years ago.
Wow.
And Hawaiian punch. That was
Yeah.
always one thing that was in the
Yeah.
household
Yeah.
for the children,
Yeah.
right? Because you can
Exactly.
get a gallon of that for like $1.97 at
Exactly.
Walmart back in the day. And so what we realized is that what we were feeding ourselves as well as our children was really detrimental to our health. We were
Mm. Yeah.
consuming too much sugar. We
Right.
weren't getting enough rest to allow our bodies to recover and
Yes.
heal and replenish those cells, basically, because that's what your body does when it's sleeping.
Yes.
And, my cortisol levels were all over the place because I was working overnights and still trying to manage everything,
Yep.
all of the
Yep.
things as being a
Yep.
wife, a mother, you
Yep.
know, and trying to go back to regular day time
Yeah.
hours when I wasn't working. And so
Hmm.
what we really understood, like, hey, what is it that I am consuming that's impacting me? And
Yeah.
once we discovered that, one of the things that we really focused in on was, the label,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
labels on the food.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
thing that we noticed is that a lot of people, especially in the fitness industry and just in general, they focus on, hey, how many calories is in this product? How much
Hmm.
sugar is in this
Oh,
product? How much
definitely.
fat is in this product,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep.
there was not a big focus on what are the ingredients in this
Right.
product.
Right.
And so that was the most important because what I'm consuming is really what's impacting me, not my,
Hmm.
and it really didn't matter how many calories I'm consuming. Yes, that
Yeah.
matters if I'm, trying to lose weight, or if I'm trying to
Right.
bodybuild, or,
Hmm.
whatever, in
Right.
some type of,
Right.
high performing athletic competition or whatever the case
Hmm.
may
Hmm.
be. But in
Hmm.
everyday life, I need to be focused on the ingredients more so how many calories is in a
Right.
product, or how
Right.
much sugar is in the product, or how much caffeine is in the, or fat is in the product. And so
Gotcha.
when we realized that, we started studying, and we realized that, guess what?
Mm.
The food label, looking at the calories and the fat, that's only telling you a small portion of what you need to know.
Hmm.
And when we started focusing on the ingredients, we're noticing that, hey, some of these juices, it's saying the first ingredient on the list is basically saying it's high fructose corn syrup. That means this product contains more high fructose corn syrup than any
Mm.
other ingredient.
Mm.
Because when you
Wow.
look at the ingredients label, like the
Yes.
ingredients section, it is actually ordered based upon the amount or the volume that's in the actual product. So from
Wow.
greatest to smallest.
Hmm.
So if you're having something, if you're consuming something with high fructose corn syrup
Right.
consistently, or high amounts of sugar consistently, of course your blood sugar levels are going to be spiking.
Yeah.
Of
Absolutely.
course you're going to be, all over the place. Of course, if it contains all of these dyes,
Yeah.
red 40, all of these things that can impact us and
Mm.
impact our brains in a negative way.
Right.
Of course, I'm not going to be able to function. Of course, your children are not going to be able to sit down and pay attention if
Woo.
you're feeding them all of this sugar and all of this processed foods.
Yeah.
One of the things is, like, we have to keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Because convenience is what's killing us.
Yeah.
We've gotten to a place now in today's society. It's all about convenience. Yes, we're
Yeah.
tired when we get home. Yes,
Right.
we don't
Right.
feel like cooking. But guess what? You not cooking, you being tired, is ending we're resulting to, or we're going to consuming things that we should not be consuming consistently, day in and day out, and over time, that
Right.
negatively impacts our bodies, that
Yes.
negatively impacts our digestive system, that
Yeah.
negatively impacts our body's ability to regulate our hormones, to regulate our blood sugars, to be able to metabolize and break down the fats and all of those
Hmm.
things, and have a balanced gut. So if I'm constantly consuming things
Yes.
in that manner, I'm not gonna feel the best. I'm not gonna have the best energy. I'm not
Right.
gonna be able to focus. I'm not gonna have,
Right.
the ability to perform at optimal levels if
Right.
I'm not giving my body the fuel that it
Right.
needs to be able to function at the capacity that I want it to be able to function at.
Yep.
Right. And
That's
so
right.
that was something that we really had to really kind of hone in on and pay attention. Like, hey, okay, we're going to stick to these simple things.
Hmm.
We're going to stick to foods that contain one ingredient. Let's keep it
Yeah.
simple, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Don't
a good
overcomplicate it.
idea. Yeah.
Because when we have things that are, multiple ingredients, that's okay. Those are typically going to be your processed foods,
Right.
right? Those things that have additives, those things that have preservatives. And so sticking with that one ingredient, Rich, really allows you to have
Hmm.
more control over what you're putting in your bodies. Because now, if all I'm consuming is I'm consuming rice, I'm getting chicken or steak, I'm getting
Hmm.
fresh green beans or
Hmm.
broccoli, or
Hmm.
making a salad to go along with my
Yeah. Yeah.
carbohydrates and my protein to balance out.
Hmm. Hmm.
Guess what? I have all of the nutrients that I need, right,
Yep.
to be able to feel good.
Yep.
And I think over time, we just have to train our bodies in a way to desire those types of things,
Right.
right? One thing I always tell my clients is that, listen, don't wait until you get hungry to try to figure out what you're going to eat, because then
Yeah.
if you don't have the discipline to control your hunger or your palate, you're going to
Yep.
go and gravitate to anything
Yep.
to satisfy that hunger, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so starting out, it's very important to making sure that we prepare. We set
Hmm.
ourselves up for success. And
Yeah.
so, like, looking at the ingredients and, multiple things, like things that have you think about how, like, how old is our food? We really don't
Right.
know how old our food is in the
No.
grocery stores.
No.
right? We know it's at the grocery store, and by the time we get it, then it also has an expiration date that we're keeping in that cabinet. But
Yep.
before it got to the grocery store, how long was it in the warehouse?
Yeah. Good point.
Before it was in the warehouse, how long was it at the manufacturer before it was shipped out?
Yeah.
It
Good
could
point.
be years and years and years. And guess
Yep.
what? They're adding preservatives to the food in
Woo.
order to maintain the shelf life.
Mm.
So if they're adding preservatives and things of that nature to maintain the shelf life of that fake
Mm.
food,
Right.
what is it doing to our bodies when we consume it and our body is trying to break it down?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not able to break it down, right?
Nope.
Because
Nope.
all of those different ingredients and it's overworked and it's over, all of it's working so hard to get rid of it. And that's why a lot of us are
Mm.
dealing with, unhealthy digestive
Mm.
systems,
Yeah.
right? Or we're heavy in the waistline, right?
Yeah. Right.
Because we're not
Mm.
eliminating
Right.
consistently. We're not able
Mm.
to get rid of that excess waste in our digestive tract due
Yeah.
to the amount of fruits and vegetables that we do not consume, due to
Hmm.
the amount of living food that we are not consuming to basically help move out that waste in our bodies.
Right.
That is so very important. Like
Yeah.
we have to get to a place now where what is important to me, I had to
Right.
realize, listen, I want to be able to see my children's children's children.
There
I
you
want
go.
to live a lifestyle to where it's sustainable
Yeah.
and I can
Right.
be happy, healthy, and wealthy.
Right.
Wealthy in my health, right?
Yep.
Because I'm
Yep.
irreplaceable,
That's
right?
right.
There's nobody that can take my place, and that's how everyone should think and feel.
Right.
Nobody can take your place. God created you as a perfect
Mhm.
individual, and you have a purpose, right? But you
Yep.
have to be willing and able to walk in that purpose. But we
Yeah.
can't walk in our purpose if we're sick and shut in, right? We have to get out of
Right.
that. Sometimes
Right.
we have to get out of our own way if we want to get to the next level in our lives. And that's not only in our careers and our finances and our businesses and all of that, but it's also in our health. How are
Mm.
you prioritizing your health every single day? Right? How do you
Right.
wake up in the morning? Do you wake up in the
Mhm.
morning rushing? Do you wake up in the morning stressed out? Do you wake up in the morning with
Right.
a bad mood? Right?
Right.
How are you starting out your day? Are you
Yep.
starting out your day with prayer and thanksgiving and time with God?
Yeah.
Self-care is so very important.
Absolutely.
It
And
is
we
so
got to
very
find a way. And we got to find a way to do it, Shakina. That's just the bottom line. It's all on me for my health. Isn't that something?
yes,
Amazing. This is
yes.
amazing. Yeah. That's
It's all on us,
yeah.
right?
It's all on us. Yep.
It's our
Absolutely.
responsibility.
Yeah, it's our responsibility. And if we really, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Shakina today about our health today. And Shakina, you hit a key thing that we want to be around for our husband and wives, right? We want to be around for your children's children. And how about around for somebody else so we can help them, get to a point where their health is good as well. So that was so key that you said today, folks. We want you healthy so you can stay healthy for other people. It's not about me. It's about other people, right, in our lives that we're helping to take care of. Who wouldn't want to see their children growing up, right? Who wasn't? Who don't? I don't want to be in the hospital 75% of the time, and my children are growing up. That don't make any sense, folks. I don't care if you can afford it or not. We don't want you to be there, right? So Shakina has given us some great areas, guys, to get better on in our health each and every day. But Shakina, they're gonna have to make a decision, aren't they? That's one
Yes,
thing about like
that's
you
for
did,
sure.
like I did. We got to make a decision, man.
Yes,
Yeah, I had to get rid of that. What's that? The Hawaiian 5-0 with what they call it, the juice. We had to get rid of
the
that.
Hawaiian punch. Yes, we have
Hawaiian
to
five.
get rid of that,
Yeah, I
right?
don't care if it's free. I don't care if it's free. You can't get it, guys.
Exactly.
I love it. Hey,
Yes.
Shakina, there's some people out there say, okay, great. I got it. How can I get in touch with you? Let's do a commercial break there, if you don't mind, Shakina. How can people give you a call for more information and also, too, for a consultation and for an appointment as well? That'd be great.
Yes, absolutely. So you can actually visit my website at www.resultsbyday.com. And there you can actually click the contact
Yeah.
and shoot me, complete the actual questionnaire, and I will
Yeah.
actually get back with you.
Yeah.
That is the best way to contact. And of course, look around the site. But definitely, we offer a lot of different services and support
Yeah.
wherever you are within your health and wellness
Yeah.
journey.
Shakina, that's an awesome website too. Beautiful website you did there. I love it. I love it. Hey, Shakina, I want you to talk to our young adults a little bit because they're all over the place. I mean, they're just trying to get it done, but they're eating wherever they can eat sometimes. So, can you talk to our young adults, please, about what you think they need to be doing differently?
Yes, absolutely. I would say, as a young adult, right, whether you're a teenager or a young adult going into adulthood
Yeah.
on your own, um, just don't overcomplicate it, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know cooking your food is the best thing to do, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's also healthy choices and understanding why you want to start now. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times, what we see 20,
Hmm.
40, 50 years down the
Yeah.
line
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh.
started in our 20s,
Hmm.
started in our 30s, started even in our childhood before then. So that's
Hmm.
why it's so very important for us to, establish those healthy habits, identify those things that, hey, this is something that I can eat, right?
Yeah.
One of the
Yes.
things that's like a easy go-to a lot of times for
Hmm.
children or for young adults or whatever is like sandwiches with,
Yeah.
like turkey sandwiches, things of that
Right.
nature. But guess what? Some of those are not healthy either, right?
Oh, wow.
The cold cuts is not healthy. The
Right.
bacon, all of those things are not healthy, right? Because those can be
Yeah.
considered class one carcinogen, right? And
Wow.
so we have to be careful too with really understanding, hey, how when you're eating a majority plant-based diet, that is ideally the way to go, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, Making sure every plate that you make is colorful. I tell my children this all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You have a protein,
Yeah.
your carbohydrates, vegetables are also carbohydrates, right? I
Okay.
think a lot of times people say no carbs, no carbs, but
Right.
vegetables
Right.
are carbs. They're just
Right.
considered complex carbs. The
Gotcha.
reason being is because they contain fiber. The
Gotcha.
fiber is actually helps with move things through our digestive tract. So those carbohydrates that are simple, like your rice, like your white potatoes, those are considered simple carbohydrates,
Okay.
which is not bad, right?
Right.
But at the same time, you don't want to do an overconsumption of those because it can spike your blood sugar levels.
Hmm.
But you do want to have a balanced plate, a plate that's full of colors,
Yeah.
vibrant, your purples, your reds, your
Yeah.
greens, and then
Yeah.
along with that, you can have your protein. Whether if you're plant-based, you can eat beans.
Hmm.
If you're not plant-based and you still enjoy meat, you can do fish, right?
Yeah.
You can do chicken, you
Yeah.
can do, steak, right? And so
Yeah.
it's everything. I think everything again is in moderation, but ensuring
Yeah.
that we are consistently identifying those things. Hey, let's stay away from those things that are
Yeah.
packaged as much as possible.
Right.
And even
Amen.
those things that are packaged, let's pay attention to the label and
Right.
see what's in it. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
definitely
powerful, Shakina. I love it. Yeah, one thing you mentioned earlier, it's amazing. You have to get knowledge, though, guy. That's why you got to talk to Shakina about information and how things work and how God has put the right things on the planet. But Shakina, I was thinking about, God put all the right stuff on the planet for us to eat, and we don't eat it. That's amazing. There's all this stuff now. Some people are doing that, of course. I mean, over the years, you never heard about how important the green stuff is, and oh, we don't like broccoli. Now I love broccoli. Like, for example, I grew up, I don't know where it all even came from. I don't like broccoli. I don't like this. I don't like cauliflower. Didn't even know what it did for me. But as you grow older, you learn these things that you better start eating some more broccoli
right.
because of what it does for our bodies, things like that. So thank you so much for mentioning that. Hey guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Shakina Daly Jones. She is a molecular biologist, ladies and gentlemen, and certified health coach, helping us today in the way we think about eating and taking care of our body. Shakina, we got to talk about hydration a little bit too as well. Anything in that area you want to help us with? Because it's amazing. People say, I don't like water. Does that make any sense? I had
No.
people tell me, I don't like water, and they're drinking all this soda, all these juices. You couldn't say nothing. I couldn't say nothing to them
Yeah.
because but, hey, how can you not like water, folks? You got to drink it.
Yes.
Oh, Lord, Jesus, help us, Shakina.
Yes, you definitely need water, right? And
Yeah,
depending on how active you
yeah,
are you need to drink more
Oh,
water.
yeah.
And so, on average, typically a man needs to drink at least 3 liters of water.
Okay.
And then for a woman, about 2.5 liters. But of course, again, that can vary based
Right.
upon, the
Yes.
individual and actually their activity levels as well.
Right. That's right.
And so it's very key to ensure that we are consuming enough because when we drinking sodas and juices and all of those things,
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
amounts of sugar, it may contain high amounts of caffeine, like coffee,
Yeah.
or sodas. Guess what? That's
Yeah.
dehydrating your cells.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how do you think if you look at a cell under a microscope that's like dehydrated or whatever, it's like dying
Right.
off, right? It's
Hmm.
just like jumping around all over the place. Like we really need to understand, like, hey, what is this doing to my body at a cellular level, right? When
Right.
you're dehydrated, sometimes also you can think that you're hungry, but in actuality, you
Right.
just need more, you need to hydrate more. You're
Right.
dehydrated, right? And
Right.
so whether that may be with water. You can also hydrate with fruit, like real
Hmm.
fruit juices, like watermelon is so hydrating.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
especially when the season gets once it gets
Change
watermelon
the
season or
weight.
the summer seasons, like
Yep.
that's one of the best things that you can
Yep.
actually juice
Yep. Yep.
and to keep you
Yep.
hydrated, right? It's
Absolutely.
excellent. That as
Absolutely.
well as cucumber, right?
Yep. Yep.
Whether you're drinking in cucumber water, but cucumber
Yeah.
is like so hydrating
Yeah. Yes.
as well. And you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated because that's going to also help with your energy levels as well. But
Yeah.
it's going to make sure that your body stays regulated,
Yeah. Right.
temperature and all of that. So that is very, very key. But I would say
Absolutely.
like juicing is a great
Yeah.
option for
Yeah.
anybody, whether you're
Yeah.
looking to lose weight, whether you're just looking for your body to actually reset your digestive tract.
Yeah.
Um, if you're suffering from like aches and pains and just chronic fatigue,
Yeah.
juicing is a excellent option that you can go
Yes.
to and just, juice
Whew.
for,
Yeah.
3 days,
Yeah.
doing a juice fast. Like it's
Yeah.
just so refreshing and coming
Yeah.
off of that,
Yes.
you just like have
Yeah.
so much mental clarity and so
Yeah.
much
Oh,
energy if you can
yeah.
actually when you get through it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
getting through it is a
Yeah.
challenge, but coming out of it, you're just like, oh, I'm
Right.
so glad I did that. Right. So those are
Absolutely.
some great things to look into when it comes to like hydration and hydrating your
Absolutely.
body.
Hey, man. Thank you so much, Shakena. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to contact Shakena for more details, okay? Because everybody's body's a little different, obviously. So you want to learn some things. Well, we know everybody needs water on the planet, so we know that part right there. So it doesn't restrict you, ladies and gentlemen, from drinking water, right? Because of who you are, where you're at on the planet, that's for sure. Shakena, what was so important here as well is that we have to make up our own mind, right? Who doesn't want to be healthy? Everybody wants to get there. I think it's all up here. It is all up here. Isn't it? It's
Yes.
all up. It's amazing because I don't want to have to be in the hospital 4 or 5 times to figure out that I needed to do something different. That don't make no sense, Blake John, does it? I don't want to do that because I may not make it out of there. Maybe, if I keep doing stuff the wrong way. So Shakena's given us some great ways to get started properly by, first of all, matter of fact, Shakena, do you talk about going through people's kitchen, letting them tell you what's in their kitchen first? Because I know salts and sugars you got to minimize or get rid of or something, don't we? Sometimes is
Yes.
that true?
Yes, absolutely. That's called like the kitchen makeover, pantry
Yeah,
makeover. Like
yeah, there you
I
go.
think everybody needs to do that. Like for
Yes,
sure.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I love it. So, guys, I want you guys to contact Shakena. Go to resultsbyday.com. Contact it. Now, Shakena, you also do some speaking engagements. Is that correct, too, as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
great. Amen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody, all my colleagues out there, you have media, right? You got podcast, you got YouTube, right? You got TikTok, whatever you got going on. You need to invite Shakena Day to come on your program to talk about men and women's health and children's health as well. She is an awesome mom and wife, and so she knows all those areas, folks. She takes care of her family very well. Shakena, you've been putting some great meals out on Facebook. I know that, man. That thing looks so beautiful. You want to eat the picture. Looks so good. All those strawberries and the green stuff, all the green and strawberries and blueberries all on one plate. That looks so beautiful. So continue. That's what y'all be eating, don't you?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Also too, Shaki, I was thinking there's so many farmers markets in the state of Georgia. And every state, guys, if you're in another state, there's probably a farmers market. Go to it. Go to your farmers market, right? and get some of this stuff, man. Start cooking stuff at home. Or matter of fact, you can have people, if you want to pay them, they'll come and cook it for you. You got some chefs that'll come to your house if you can pay for that. But the point is, go to your farmer's market, because I love juicing. Oh, you got to do a little preparation because you want to juice out at least for the rest of the week anyway. But definitely, and get some mason jars, guys. Get some mason jars, juice, put it in the refrigerator, and just enjoy it every day. You're right, Shakeen. That is so refreshing in it. I love apple and carrot juiced. Oh,
Yeah.
incredible combination there. And there's so many others. And I can't wait for watermelon season to come. Either go, we're starting to buy 4 and 5 at a time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just eat it every day. So it's pretty exciting. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're having Shakena on to talk about our health today. Shakena, this has been amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Shakena, I want to give you some final takeaways, some call to action, anything you want to leave us with today.
Yeah, absolutely. So just want to leave this with you guys.
Yeah,
Position your life
there
in
you
a
go.
way that you can actually transform. It's
There you
not
go.
about a quick fix.
Yeah,
Like life is not about a quick fix because oftentimes we look for quick fixes
yeah,
and then we realize that we just ended back up where we started.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's more so about like, how can I sustain a healthy
yeah.
lifestyle?
Right, right.
What can I implement in my life that's sustainable, that makes sense for my life, my family, my commitments, all of those things, and start there,
Yeah.
right? It's not about doing more, but it's actually doing what actually works for you, right?
Yes,
So health is
yes.
not built on uh it's not built on those extreme moments of, oh, I'm going to the gym for hours and hours and I'm
Right,
not eating any of this ever again in my life. I'm not eating a
right,
slice of pizza or anything like
right,
that. I'm
right,
being realistic, right?
right.
It's about making those daily choices over
Mm-hmm.
time, day in and day out, to get where I want to be in my health. And keeping the why in the
Yeah,
forefront of your mind every single day. That
yeah, yeah,
why is going to keep you consistent. That
yeah.
why is going to keep you focused. That why is going to keep you motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, you have to be disciplined enough to
Yeah,
say enough is enough. If I
yeah.
want to see transformation in our lives,
Right.
I have to shift my mindset. I
That's
have
right.
to shift my way of thinking. I have to
Yep.
shift what I've been doing all of
Yeah,
these years.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
want change in your life, and you have to
Absolutely.
make that choice. Nobody can make it for us. We have
Right.
to make the decision to say, hey, enough is enough. And
Yeah.
today is the day that I'm going to start living better, feeling
Amen.
better, and walking in my purpose.
Oh, I love it. Shakeen, I was just thinking about you have an awesome husband as well, and you're taking care of your husband. Can you talk to the men a little bit? Talk to the men what we need to be doing differently as well, please. Just talk to the brothers and the men out there around the globe.
Definitely, definitely pay attention to your bodies.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, making sure that you're eating constantly. I know men are always on the go, whether you're out
Yeah.
active, you have an active job where you're
Yeah.
doing manual labor, things of that
Yeah.
nature. Making sure that you're eating, staying hydrated, making sure that you're taking snacks with you when you're out and about. And this can go for anyone, men or
Right.
women.
Mm-hmm.
But making sure that you don't neglect yourself.
Right.
That is
Right.
so very important. Making
Yeah.
sure that you're getting plenty of rest.
Mhm.
And don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
Right.
That is the
Right.
key, right? That is the key. Like as
Yeah.
men, as women, that's just a part of like who we are. We
Yeah.
have no issues
Right.
with that, right? Trying to
Right.
figure out where we are. But it's very important for men to do the same thing as well,
Yeah.
right?
Amen. That's
Finding a
right.
good holistic doctor is excellent, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's an option, that's an alternative too.
Yep.
But
Yep.
definitely making sure that you are being proactive instead of reactive in our
Mm-hmm.
lives and in our day journeys, right? And
Amen.
listening to our bodies. And when we see something that's not right, or we see something that's different, or whatever the case may
Mm-hmm.
be, hey, we're taking
Mm-hmm.
heed to that, and we're taking the necessary steps to ensure that, guess what? I'm taking care of myself,
Yeah.
because
Amen.
we as parents,
Yeah.
as adults who have
Mm-hmm.
children,
Right.
and responsibilities, we can't take care of anybody else if we don't
No.
prioritize taking care of ourselves first.
That's exactly right. I love it, Shakena. That's powerful. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, all across the globe, we're talking to Shakena today about our health today, guys. This is very serious for all of us because we all want to live long as possible, right? No doubt about it. And Shakena, I always bring my little card out every now and then. People say, well, why do you do all this? Well, this is why we do this right here, Shakena, because you matter, folks. You matter. And God says you matter. And that's enough said right there. But God says you matter. That means he wants you healthy, folks. He wants you to have health and wealth and all the above, folks. But guess what? He's not going to put those greens in our mouth. He already gave us the greens to eat. So he gave us everything we need. Shakena, that. So we just got to put it together, use our mind, right? And make a decision. So Shakena, this has been amazing. I love it. And I was thinking about we have to come back and have you talk about accountability because people got to have accountability partners. Somebody got to, some people don't have anybody to keep them motivated, keep them going other than themselves. So we got to talk about that next time about accountability. Who can they use for accountability outside of your network? So once you become a client of hers, I'm sure she's going to follow up with you anyway. So that as well. I love it. Hey guys, Results by Day, resultsbyday.com. I love that name there that they came up with. Beautiful website. Y'all check it out. Hey, Shakena, I'm going to put this out here because, as you know, words are powerful. And God said, if you want to activate something, put it out there. I want at least 500 people from around the globe to call and contact. At least go to the website first, right? I want at least 500 people to sign up and at least talk to Shakena about where you're at and where you're going. You may need an accountability partner, right? And if you get your paycheck out, it ain't free. I don't think it's all free. So make sure you get that paycheck out there, ladies and gentlemen, because she's not free on everything. So seriously, though, guys, go to the website, check her out, and sign up today. Shakena, this has been great. Anything else? You good?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, we get the good stuff there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more details about your specific needs, because everybody's body is a little different. We know that. So Shakena is the expert. We've been talking to her. She's a molecular biologist, ladies and gentlemen, and a certified health coach. And she's here talking to us about our health today. Shakena, this has been amazing. You're always welcome to come back. If you got anything going on concerning our health, lots going on with the government. So we got to pay attention there. And making sure they're not changing the labels on us, again. So let us know if you got anything like that so we can start reading those labels more, folks, for sure. I love it. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on a minute, Shakena, as we close out here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you need to get in touch with Shakena again, guys, resultsbyday.com. If you're having trouble, just Google her name, really. Just put her name in there, guys, and it'll come up on the website or on the search as well. So powerful information there. She's a great coach, guys, and has a wealth of information, not only for you, but for your family, all the way down to the babies. I know you can help babies too. I love it. That's great. Hey, guys, as my coach and mentor would say, remember to always outlove, outserve, and outforgive each other. And you guys, don't forget to share this out. Share this out on everybody. I want you guys over in Norway, England, down in Africa, over in Africa, guys, out South Africa. Share this out on all your social media platforms because this health area that Shakena is talking about affects all of us. That's the thing I love about it, Shakena. It's about all of us can benefit from what you said today. So thank you again for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
God bless. Y'all take care. Don't forget to share this out.